Hey hi folks, it's Lev. Welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new, I use him pronouns. Yes, you read the title of this video, right? And today I'm going to be talking about admitting when I'm wrong and talking about how I've grown in this area compared to when I was younger. I have like two things I'm like burning to get off my chest, and I've been honest with myself about it and I've been honest with my friends about it, but I haven't told like everyone this and like everyone who watches my video and basically the internet. The truth is, I also fucked up in the relationship and the way I responded to it. And to my ex, if you're watching this video, and the first thing I came to realize that I fucked up with is that the language and the way I said something, the way I conveyed one of my points to my ex was an ultimatum. And at the time of me writing that and saying that point about how it's starting to seriously affect my health, and last resort, if nothing changes and my health keeps deteriorating, I'm going to break up with him. And I didn't realize that was an ultimatum at the time because I just felt very stuck and I felt very frustrated, and I worded it like that and did not realize it was an ultimatum until someone in my life actually pointed it out to me and was being honest with me that that was actually an ultimatum. So my ex, if you're actually watching this video, I genuinely apologize for that. That was not that wasn't healthy of me. That wasn't nice of me, and that might have sort of put a lot of pressure on you, and it was very unfair of me to say that. The second one is apologizing to both my ex and his friends. I apologize for posting that video about my breakup with him publicly. I'm not apologetic for filming that video, venting and getting it out on film, but I am apologetic for posting that video publicly. I admit that at the time of me posting that video, I felt very bitter, and part of the reason I kept it up was because I was bitter and I wanted my ex to see how it felt when I don't take him seriously, and to teach him a lesson in that sense. But looking back now, realizing that that wasn't the healthiest way for me to deal with feeling bitter and like processing everything that was going on. Like, it was okay for me to film it and put it together, and if I wanted to keep it, put it on YouTube as private or unlisted if I just wanted a few specific people to see it. But I am apologetic for making that video public. It wasn't very nice of me, and I can't imagine how my ex would have felt me doing that, because I can imagine if someone broke up with me and then imagine if I was feeling scared and extremely vulnerable, and someone posted a video like that, even though the person might have de-identified me, talking into that depth and putting it online. I think I would have been even more shit scared and wouldn't have dealt with it very well. So to my ex and his friends, I apologize for that as well. And this video isn't like Lev's apologizing so he can get the sympathy and empathy of his audience. No, I'm doing this because I genuinely mean it, and I wouldn't be able to say something on camera and put it online like that, which is like when you're seeing this video, I wouldn't be able to do that if it was ingenuine to me. I cannot film a video and post it online if it is ingenuine to me. I just can't do it. I can't even film a video that is ingenuine to me, let alone post that online. So I mean every word I say when I say I'm apologetic and I'm sorry for the mistakes I made and how I fucked up. Now that the main things are off my chest, I wanted to reflect a bit about this whole growth journey as well. So when I was younger, even like 2 years ago younger, worse when I was a teenager, my voice is sort of going hoarse because it's still deepening and it's still cracking, so it's sort of going hoarse. Before I was this mature, let's say, I didn't know how to take feedback very well. I didn't like hearing constructive criticism. I didn't like hearing pretty much anything that contradicted what I know to be correct. I didn't want to hear anything that went against me or what I did because I hated being wrong. I hated being wrong. My pride and my ego were hurt and I hated it. Like, I hate hearing anything that goes against what I know to be correct and what I believe to be correct. And even if something is constructive criticism, like people not even attacking me and they just want to give me suggestions and feedbacks so I can improve, even though they're doing it in the nicest way, I would not take it well. I'll be like, shut up, and just completely shut them down out of defense, because my automatic response would be, go on the defensive, you're right, left, everyone else is wrong. You don't need to listen to what they say. For context, I am now 24 years old. I turned 25 in August. Even 2-3 years ago, if you had told me, if I was in a relationship and this whole incident happened, if someone told me, Lev, you know, the way you worded that and the way you said that is actually an ultimatum, and it's not very nice to like dangle this ultimatum towards your partner. If nothing changes, you're gonna break up. If someone said that to me 2-3 years ago, I would have responded very, very differently to what I have now. Back then I would be like, no, I'm right, that's not an ultimatum, and just like deny that it's not the right thing to do, and I would deny any accountability for my own actions. Like, I wouldn't take responsibility for the things people called me out on, because again, I got defensive and didn't want to hear anything that contradicted what I knew was right. So over time, I've had to slowly break out of that cycle, break out of the habit of being defensive and thinking I'm righteous all the time. Oof, and it stung my ego. My ego and my pride absolutely hates it. Even now, my ego and my pride absolutely hate it because my ego does not like being wrong. It doesn't. So over the years, as I started breaking out this cycle of my ego wanting to be right all the time, it's like learning how to negotiate with myself and being realistic with myself, and learning how to listen to other people's feedback and take it on board, at least for consideration. Like, it's not everything that comes out of people's mouth I necessarily have to agree on 100% right there and there. It's more like me taking it on board, like, okay, I hear you, take it on board for consideration at least before I decide what to do with that information afterwards. Like, teaching myself, don't shut people down just because what they say may be unfamiliar or you don't like it. Don't shut people down. Listen to what they have to say, take it on board for consideration at least, and then decide what to go from there. And the whole cycle of like shutting people down and being defensive actually impairs my growth, because it's from other people pointing out things to me that I may not be seeing myself because I'm living as me and possibly see things from a different perspective than from someone else who's not living in my direct shoes. It's from listening to other people's feedback and taking on board that I am becoming a better version of me, because I need to be challenged. I need to be challenged in order to grow. Like, if I was the only person existing and I only had my thoughts, my feelings, and the information I have in my head for the rest of my life, I'm not gonna grow as a person, because there's no new input going into my brain. There's no new experiences that challenge what I currently know, and no like new input or hearing from other people. If I don't have that, then I'm not asking questions and being curious. And I don't want to live my life like that. And again, taking on feedback and listening to constructive criticism and listening to things that challenge me or tell my ego, hey, Lev's ego, you're actually wrong. It's not been easy. But embracing this discomfort, embracing this pain, being accountable for my actions, not denying things, it's painful, but it is necessary for growth. And I've also questioned the root of my defensiveness and why I don't like why I used to not like hearing what other people say. It's because, and I realized the reason why I got so defensive too, is because I was projecting my own trauma, my own insecurities, my own anxiety, this entire mixed bag of chaotic mess that I didn't want to confront, that I didn't want to deal with. It's like all pent up in my system, and then I basically unleashed it on other people who don't deserve it and who literally did nothing wrong to me, and I'm just like projecting all of this shit that I have inside onto other people when they try to support me. And the thing doesn't even have to be relevant to anything. Someone points out something that I don't want to hear, even though they have a very valid point and that they are correct, I would just straight up attack them and invalidate them and shut them down. Because, again, unleashing all of my unresolved hurt and trauma and wounds and all this emotional baggage, I'm just vomiting it on other people in the form of trying to defend my ego from hearing something I just want to hear. Summarize the video. I fucked up. I made mistakes. But I am holding myself accountable for my own actions. And it's okay to make mistakes. I think it's okay to make mistakes. It's part of being human. It's part of learning. But what I think is not okay, for me as well, for me personally, like I also believe this and tell myself this, it's not okay to not learn from your mistakes, like Lev. It's not okay to not learn from your mistakes. And again, making mistakes, reflecting on it, confronting shit I don't want to confront is going to make me a better person in the future. Mistakes, pain exist for a reason. And to me, it's to facilitate my growth. Because if my life was just cruising and no difficult thing happened, I wouldn't even know who I would be. But I wouldn't be this resilient or insightful or all of the things that make me a better version of me. Thanks for watching, folks, and I will see you in the next video.